In this ongoing series, we're taking you inside the Valley Relics Museum in Van Nuys for a closer look at the iconic vehicles that shaped Southern California's vibrant car culture. From timeless classics to unique local legends, each episode brings a new story to life. So buckle up and join us for another ride through history, right here on Mickey Pursuit.
Do visitors recognize it immediately, or do they need a hint?
I think they do, but I mean, we have so much stuff around it, movie posters. They go, okay,
They get
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High is such a cult classic. Do you have any behind-the-scenes details about the role in the film?
I don't, but that would be something that the Skinners would definitely know about.
Yeah.
It's just they got a hold of it and really did make sure that it was mechanically stout.
Yeah.
But as far as the cosmetics go, the paint, it hasn't been like repainted, all the original stuff in there. I know that they sourced out, the curtains were tattered and they sourced out the exact fabric.
Oh, there you go.
Kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Did you ever ask them any? Were you ever interested in its further history, or?
I met him once, and we have an audio tour here that I wanted to get them to do because we have a voiceover now. But what I'm trying to do is have the actual people that donated it or were involved in it or know it.
Yeah.
We're trying to get Tatum O'Neal to do the speech on the talk about Babney's Bears, which was shot here in the Valley, and I want to get Kent McCord to do the police car and also the Jack Webb stuff because he was in Adam 12.
Yeah. Has Sean Penn or anyone from the movie ever reached out about seeing the van? I know you said some of the behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, we haven't had Sean Penn out here.
The 1962 VW Bug. It was hand painted by Kent Bash.
Yes.
Kent Bash is known for his artwork. How did he come to paint the VW Bug?
He did a few of them, and they're all destroyed except for this one. They've been in accidents. And I have actually the engine cover from one that has a portrait of Johnny Carson on it.
There you go.
That's hanging in my living room next to the TV, in the TV room. So yeah, that's what he just did. That was his thing. He was painting Volkswagens. And I got the car from him in 1997.
Okay.
And it took me a year or so, because I'm still working a lot.
Yeah.
To get the thing restored and do all, my modifications to it, the interior and so on, the electronics. And so, I had it from 1997 to, 16 years.
Wow.
Well, because I gave it to Tommy in 2013.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is the paintwork original, or has it been restored over the years?
The paintwork is all original, although with sort of permission from Bash, I redid the outer space side because I'm an airbrusher.
Yeah.
And his outer space wasn't as good as mine. No, he sat out there in the garage going, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that and that was pretty much it. Just restored that.
Okay. Does the car ever leave the museum for special art or automotive events?
It hasn't. The last time it was out, there was an art car show.
Yeah.
That is put on by a fellow named Herod Blank.
Okay.
He's like the king of art cars.
Yeah.
And I brought the car down for that.
Okay.
And we're in talks of trying to get the thing. Let's get it running and drive it around a little bit just for fun.
Has Bash ever come by to see it for himself?
Yeah, he has. He hasn't been to this location, but I know he was at the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do visitors say when they see this one-of-a-kind piece?
Oh, they're blown away, and then they'll also say, "Oh my God, my brother came back from Vietnam and did one of these."
There you go.
Because it's like the hippie bug thing, but it's one click further. It's not just like getting paint and putting peace signs and weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a theme to this one. The driver's side is the history. It's the history of civilization.
Okay.
Up to basically the 20th century. It has the pyramids of Teotihuacan and all this stuff. And then you go through the center and you've got World War II, you've got Eleanor Roosevelt doing like this, because Harry Truman let the bomb off, and in the back there's 3 nuclear bombs on there. Bash was very afraid of a nuclear war because he did it right on the heels of you know, all the Cold War with Russia, which had ended, and then the passenger side has moon craters for the fenders and outer space, you know, with a Starship Enterprise and lasers and stuff. So it's that whole, you know, history.
What if you had to choose kind of a phase that's part of the car? Which would you say you could like associate yourself, or?
Well, I had a contract with NASA up till last year from 1989, so the outer space stuff was pretty fun.
Yeah.
You know, there's an astronaut floating on the back on the rear quarter panel.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then, how does the combination of classic car culture and fine art make this car unique?
Well, you know, to me, like I say, it's thematic, you know, because my thought was, you know, it's like we have the pyramids, and then we have the 20th century, you know, some of the biggest events, you know, the war, and then we have outer space, and then I wanted to carry it one step further. With the interior, I tried to make it like the future, like UFO.
Yeah.
I mean, the Brights indicator is an alien head. Okay.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. But I have it the reverse. When you turn the brights on, the lights go off because I like looking at it.
There you go.
You know, I put video gauges in it too. Try to stay period correct with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing that runs the car is a UFO. It's basically a moon hubcap with these little lighted switches. You hit the switch and it turns on these chasing lights. It turns on the headlights. Turns on the tail lights. I got like surplus Toyota relays. You know, so yeah, it's thematic.
Yeah.
You know, it tells a story, and I tried to carry on what Bash was originally thinking.
Yeah.
With the history of civilization.
Do you ever feel that working with him, it kind of created the artwork for the both of you, or do you feel like it was more just whatever Bash wanted with this car?
I feel like he was done with the car, and I wanted to do it out of respect.
Yeah.
You know, to like kind of, you know, keep him looped into, you know, what I was going to do with it.
Okay.
And it was fortunate that Tommy came along. You know, I've met Tommy, and wanted the thing to be here at the museum. You know, because I mean, it wasn't getting driven enough, and it needed to be somewhere where people could see it.
There you go. And then, kind of going back to the beginning, how did you and Tommy kind of curate this museum to what it is now?
Well, Tommy had all the stuff here, you know.
Yeah.
He had his stuff, and I met him and just thought, well, I found him by accident. It was on a Facebook group because I was looking to buy an Indian Dunes t-shirt for my brother. It was a motocrosser.
Yeah.
And Tommy has license to all these things. I mean, his main business, his day job, if you will, is, you know, he makes t-shirts.
Okay.
If you've been at a concert in the last 30 years, you've got some of his merch. I just thought, you know, I mean, okay, I'll check this place out. So after they'd opened a few weeks, I came out and saw it.
Yeah.
Because I heard about Valley Relics, and I bought the t-shirts online. And when I met him, I just went, you know, yeah, you know, have the car. As far as the curation go, I mean, that's really up to him. I mean, I've tried to add stuff to it. I've donated my stuff to it. Mm-hmm. You know, and other people have loaned us things. Other people have donated things, like this other car here.
Yeah.
So yeah, as far as the curation go, I mean, it's Tommy.
Yeah.
It's Tommy, and you know, I've tried to add what I can to it, and also broker deals for him. You know, get stuff in here. You know, like the Starlight sign. You know, also broker deals to get stuff out of here that people have left.
There you go.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. I know that.
I might come by next week. It's just like, no, man, you got to come by today.
you need to get it now.
We need to, because I got something else coming in.
There you go.
Like, I got 5 Tower record signs going to be here.
You need a space now, today. So the 1965 Ford Mustang, the 65 Mustang is a true American classic. What makes this particular one stand out?
Well, the fact that I think the AJ was like the second owner of it, and it came with a thing of papers like that, so it's got a great pedigree.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's in the same boat that I was. You know, it's just he wasn't driving it.
Yeah.
And, you know, he hated to see it go, but at the same time, it's like, you know, let's get it out there. Let people enjoy it.
Let people see it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Was this car ever in any notable events, films, or owned by anyone famous?
No, it just, it landed here just about a year ago.
Okay.
And We haven't had a chance to get it in a parade or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So
what is your association with the owner of the
he contacted Tommy,
Yeah.
and Tommy said, talk to Stef. And over the course of months, we figured out, what the best way to do it was, got it appraised. So that, because I mean, we are a charity, 503c, whatever it is,
Yeah.
And you can't, if you donate something, you can take it off your taxes.
There
Take
you
it off
go.
your taxes. No, yeah, and the rule is, if it's over $5,000, you need an appraisal.
Yeah.
And this car is obviously worth over $5,000.
I hope so.
It's actually quite valuable.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that even.
No, I mean it's not like some, it's got a Marty report and it was like Steve McQueen owned and it was like $300,000, but it's a good shape. It's a nice car.
There you go. Now,
Nice example, as they would say.
exactly.
A prime example.
Funny enough, it was going to be my follow-up question. Has it undergone any significant restorations, or is it still?
AJ did all the restorations and did the
Yeah.
maintaining on it.
Okay.
The closest I've come, it was missing a hubcap when it showed up, and I bought one off of eBay.
There you go.
It's like a car missing missing a hubcap is like a supermodel with a missing a tooth. Everything's great until she smiles.
Ooh. I see that for
You
sure.
need a dentist, honey.
What is the most impressive detail about the Mustang that enthusiasts might appreciate?
I'd say the paint. I mean, it's that midnight blue was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys now? I know with paint, is it original paint to when it was bought, or has it been repainted?
I think he's had it repainted. I think he's had it touched up.
Okay.
I mean, because it's it's pretty nice for 1964.
I was gonna say, I'm like, 'cause I know some people get frustrated when it comes to repaint. I think touching up isn't that big of a deal.
Oh no, I
'Cause
mean,
every car needs.
well, something. I mean, it's like my dad's car.
Yeah.
He restored it in 2007,
Yeah.
and I don't forgot what they painted it with, but I know that I had a can of the original paint, which is illegal, and we would never do that. We would never paint. We would never touch up a car with illegal paint in California. Ever. Ever.
Cross my heart.
No, so I mean, like my car, I took it over to Galpin Auto Sports and had them take a look at it. There was a little bubble in the hood. The guys that did the job in 2007, they had to pull the hood and sand it down. It looks gorgeous now.
There you go.
And then put a ceramic coat on it. I mean, it's a lot of money, but the car just glows, and it's worth it. I mean, this, like I say, like I've mentioned, some cars, like I say, you get if you get Winston Churchill's Rolls Royce and there's a dent in the seat where he put his butt, you don't restore that. You do not put the foam and get the guy and throw the thing back. You leave that. Thunderbird, they made a billion of them, So, I mean, I try to stop at some point. Some of the stuff was pitted. I replaced the chrome.
Yeah.
It's a common car.
There you go. But you don't replace.
No, but when we get our Munster coach, we'll be doing that all with period correct part.
There you go. Now, how does the driving experience of a 65 Mustang compare to modern cars?
Oh, it's night and day.
Yeah.
The cars are on a completely different suspension. There's no ABS. There's no, traction control nonsense with the, or sport mode, click, click, click. You compare it to a new Mustang. No, it's a whole different experience. It's going to.
You feel everything.
You don't, or you don't. You feel like you're riding on these springs.
Yeah.
And so and like I say, the smell of the mohair. It's a whole different driving experience.
Yeah, and it's a smooth. I bet it's a smooth experience overall. You don't feel crevices in the road and whatnot. So.
Oh, it's just bouncy.
Yeah.
It's just a whole different vibe.
There you go.
Yeah, and the other thing too with an older car, because of the lack of some of the safety stuff, it keeps you in the here and now. And you pick your moments.
Exactly.
I mean, I would not want to be driving a 60s Mustang on the Harbor Freeway at 5 o'clock.
No. You pick and choose when and time.
No, you pick and choose. And the other thing to know too, a lot of these old cars, they're cast iron blocks, not an aluminum block. Different cooling system, different deal. And also there were less cars on the road.
Yeah.
And so you end up with cars overheating. you know, because they just weren't meant for stop and go traffic.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just like, you know, I got a Mini Cooper. I get in traffic and I can tell, you know, I can hear the fan kicking in.
Yeah.
It's got an electric fan in it, you know,
Wow.
which is, yeah, well, that's one thing I've done too with my classic cars is put in a fan switch.
Yeah.
So it's not just the thermostat that's doing it. Mm-hmm. They actually call them a parade fan.
I never knew that.
Yeah, no, parade fan. I did put one. I had Darren's MG service do it for me out in Chatsworth, but I had a switch on the steering column, and so you know. And what I would do is you know, you start the car, you turn the fan on right away because it kind of pre-cools it.
Okay.
So yeah, you know, you talk about the driving experience. That's just another little thing you got to remember when you're driving an old car.
And that's, I know that you and I talked about this before too, where nowadays we got to be more careful about with the whole technology aspect, people not paying attention and phones.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's bad. You know, I mean, it's just there. Well, I always say this: you don't have the distractions in an old car. There is no, you know, Tesla screen or any
no
of that.
gameplay or
No,
anything
I mean,
like
yeah, like my Thunderbird. I have a cassette deck in there that my dad put in, and I listened to his old recordings that he made when he was a recording engineer, which
There
is
you
kind
go.
of fun, you know.
Well, and that's the thing. And nowadays, no one knows what a cassette is. It's, at most, you're going back to CDs, but
Right.
even nowadays, not many people even
Yeah.
know or carry CDs with them like they used to.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, tape is, yeah. It's made a comeback. It's made a
Slowly.
comeback to an extent, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of the, you know, a lot of the younger folks, people in their 20s and 30s, are going, hey, this would be cool.
Yeah.
You know, my son-in-law wanted a Walkman for Christmas 2 years ago.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
That's the way to do it, honestly. I mean, love
make
the-
a mixtape.
There you go.
You
Or
got to wait for.
burn CDs
You
or-
got to live through that song. Okay, there it is. Oh, you got to rewind it a little.